Today in the Report program, the Zika virus is still alive and well in the Western Hemisphere.
Cal State Fullerton announces its Spring Fest lineup, and we have a recap of the popular country music festival, Stagecoach.
All this and much more on the Report program.
Hello and welcome to a new edition of the Report program. I'm Chelsea Cooper.
I'm Jillian Salas.
And I'm Morgan Klein.
Recently, North Carolina passed a law designating bathrooms based on biological sex and not a person's gender identity. Cal State Fullerton students give us their opinion about this controversial topic.
North Carolina legislature recently passed a law that prevents transgender people from using bathrooms corresponding to the gender in which they identify. The HB 2, also known as the Bathroom Bill, requires schools and public agencies to have gender-segregated bathrooms. The law includes some exceptions, such as for adults going with children under the age of 12.
Well, we live in the United States and we have the right to speak up for ourselves or the right to do whatever we desire to do. I don't think we should abandon or prohibit people to go to the restroom that they desire to go to.
You know, it is a problematic law. Then again, I don't want someone to be uncomfortable. If they prefer whatever gender, then they should go to that bathroom. Then again, there's that world we live in where people are not going to follow that law and abuse the law.
It's not being considerate of people's feelings and people who identify as transgender. I think everyone should have the option to use whatever restroom they wish. I mean, it is America and we should have the right to do what makes us comfortable and happy.
Those violating the order could face 6 months in jail or $500 fine. On April 19, 2016, retail Target responds to the law by instituting a policy allowing for transgender employees and customers to use the restroom that best matches their gender identity.
I think that the Target law is a great example to other businesses and public places because they're allowing their customers and their employees to be themselves.
Transgender people who have not taken legal steps to change the gender noted on their birth certificate have no legal right under the state law to use public restrooms of the gender in which they identify.
I don't think that California should implement the law because it would limit people's rights and people's beliefs and how they wish to live. 7
states are looking to do something similar: Illinois, Kansas, Massachusetts, Missouri, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. Reporting for the Report program, Luis Medina.
The Zika virus has become a major medical concern around the world. Emily Cordes has more on the story.
The Zika virus has become a prominent issue worldwide. Many have come to call the spread of this virus a pandemic. The Center for Disease Control has confirmed that the Zika virus causes microcephaly, a rare condition that is characterized at birth by an abnormally small head. Thousands of babies in South America were born with this condition. When asked about the Zika virus, World Bank President Jim Yong Kim had this to say.
The estimate is that 30 U.S. states will be affected, and this is one of the things that we feared the most, and it's why we at the World Bank Group have gotten involved in pandemic response. It's an old virus that's acting in a new way. That's one of the fears. The other fear is an entirely new virus that will run through populations like the Spanish flu and have high mortality rates.
The Zika virus is caused and spread by mosquitoes. Symptoms of the virus include fever, skin rashes, muscle and joint pain, and headaches. Currently, the Zika virus has been prevalent in South America, more predominantly in Brazil. Michelle DeYoung, a medical professional in Riverside, California, had this to say when asked about the spread of the Zika virus.
The Zika virus will be headed, especially with the Olympics coming up in Brazil, and since it's pretty prevalent in Brazil right now, that it will be spreading pretty worldwide because most of the people that are bitten don't even know that they're infected. But the bigger problem is how it affects pregnant women. So they really need to look at how to treat the infected pregnant women so that the infants don't come out with huge birth defects.
The Zika virus has become an issue not only for the United States, but worldwide. More and more questions have arisen due to this virus, and the Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization are still investigating this disease. Currently, there are no vaccines available to help fight this virus. Reporting for the Report Program, I'm Emily Cordes.
Are iPhones dominating the smartphone world? Not for long. Valeria Mugeri has the story.
Everyone has an iPhone, so they say. However, iPhone sales are predicted to drop. Most of Apple's revenue comes from iPhone sales. Analysts are predicting that iPhone sales are going to drop more this year.
When a stock has a free fall with Apple, that they've been able to take advantage. But we're now sort of, I mean, even coming here, the cab driver was talking negative about Apple. So that could be potentially a sign that we've sort of hit bottom.
If they do drop this year over year, this will mark the first time in history for Apple.
Right now, they're going through a period trying to figure out what the next step is after that $200 billion. But I do believe next few weeks an accelerated buyback could sort of kick in, and you're going to see more throw in the towel. You're going to see investors saying this could go to 105, 110. This is the end of the Apple growth story. It's the third inning.
Apple stock, the AAPL and Tech 30, has sunk in more than 5% this week. If this continues, Apple stockholders will be very worried. This has been Valeria Murguia on The Report Show.
The popular app Snapchat is increasing in popularity. Reporter Natalie Gomez went around campus and asked students just what it is that makes it this way.
Snapchat. If you don't have it, you've heard of it. The multimedia messaging app is growing in popularity. With its newest features, the public cannot resist in opening up the app and snapping away.
I think it's pretty cool how you could see where you've been, and it shows for let's say you went to Arizona or something, it shows like a certain thing that's pretty native to there, and then you could just, as you go around traveling, it kind of makes it more interesting, I guess. And also I don't know, the selfie thing is pretty cool, change your face and swap faces. That part's pretty cool.
Created by 3 college students at Stanford University, the app gets 1 billion and more video views every day. Snapchat lets you instantly send pictures, messages, and even video chat. But it's more than just a means of communication. Snapchat is a way of entertainment. With their recent Discover feature, Snapchatters are exposed to an area containing channels of ad-supported, short-form content from major publishers, including BuzzFeed, CNN, and ESPN. But is Snapchat taking over? And is it becoming dangerous? Anthony Covarrubias, a student at Cal State Fullerton, doesn't think so.
There should be limits to everything, I think. As they take it in moderation, I guess. Well, you can't really talk to someone at every moment in time. So you gotta, respect that, law of life, I guess.
Valued at $16 billion, the app doesn't seem to be fading away anytime soon. This is Natalie Gomez reporting for the Report Program.
Donald Trump wants to make companies pay fees if they want to take their businesses down to other countries. What do students from Cal State Fullerton think about it? Roxana Paul tells us more.
The electoral campaign to the presidency is continuing. The fight is tight and the fighters don't give up. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Ben Sanders, they all want the best for the country and for its residents. In a recent declaration, Trump said that companies who take their businesses out of the country will have to pay fees.
We're going to make them pay. There's going to be consequences. You're not just going to take your company, move to Mexico, make air conditioners, and now start selling them in our country and not have consequences. The consequences are a tariff or a tax. And if you don't do that, you'll lose all of your businesses because our businesses are moving out of our country and they're moving out fast.
Students from Cal State Fullerton agree with the idea, but they want to know more about it and know what's going to happen with taxes.
The question is, okay, it's cool that these companies or businesses will have to pay a fine or a fee, but where's the money going to go? Where is it going to be recycled to? Because there's so many issues with overseas business, are the people who are being hired in other countries, are they being paid a fair wage? And so are they working in safe environments? Is that money going to be cycled back to make environments safer, or are they going to get paid more?
Marisa Katsuda believes that Trump's enforcement will not allow companies to take the jobs to another country.
by Donald Trump forcing them to pay a fee, maybe it will cause less of them to outsource.
Lots of pros and cons can be argued about forcing companies to stay in the United States or move to other countries where labor is cheaper. Reporting for the Report program, I'm Roxana Paul.
After the break, we have more information on campus news.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
A Filmmakers Club had a couple of big-time talents on campus to do a Q&A session with students. The artists will be having a feature-length film coming out this summer. Gustavo Ongi has more on this topic.
That was from a 2.5-minute short that David Sandberg and Loda Lawson made in 2013. Fast forward to today, and Warner Brothers is releasing a feature-length film based on their video. The Film and Media Arts Association hosted the event, and it was actually the filmmakers' first time talking to their fans in person.
Awesome.
So fun, yeah.
I mean, we're still getting used to this whole thing. Like, we're from the other side of the world, from Hollywood. Now we're here in Fullerton talking, like, and people want to listen to what we have to say. It's like, it's weird.
It's crazy. It's weird and fun.
The filmmakers' message to the students was to keep shooting their shorts and posting them online, because the possibilities are endless with the internet today.
I mean, we had no idea that a 2.5-minute short could lead to all of this, you know, but
it wasn't the plan. It just happened for us.
Yeah. And for most of our shorts, you know, halfway through them, I've wanted to quit because I'm like, this is terrible. This is not going to become a good movie. But then, you know, she'll convince me to finish them anyway.
Yeah, say, this is my movie too. I want to make it.
FMAA member Armando Barrios was the first one to reach out to them and said it was as simple as sending an email.
And went on his website, and he just had a little button on there that said, send me a message. I sent him a message and let him know. I said, hey, we got some students that really are some huge fans of yours, and if you're interested, would you mind coming to do a Q&A with us? We'll screen some of your short films.
After the event, Sandberg and Lawson stayed behind to talk to the students, pose for pictures, and even took a selfie of their own.
I want one too. Oh, good. Okay, everybody stay where you are. We have to get another selfie.
This is Gustavo Olguin with the Report program.
Thank you.
Triple Threat Mentoring visits CSUF to raise awareness about child poverty. Reporter Jillian Salas has more on the info of the youth organization.
Triple Threat Mentoring and Cal State Fullerton PR students teamed up to spread awareness of at-risk youth in Santa Ana. The booths set up on Titan Walk encourage students to participate in the group's 3 focuses of arts, academics, and athletics. The youth organization uses people's passions to fight the cycle of poverty.
We think the youth is really important because they're like our future, especially at-risk youth who have a disadvantage because they can't necessarily, they don't necessarily have the utensils or the resources to find what they're passionate about, and sometimes they're limited to what they can do.
The theme for the event was Spark a Passion, Change a Life at CSUF. Students had the opportunity to express what they love through art. Some painted fitness, happiness, and volunteering, while others competed in a short recreational activity. Just for participating, students received a free t-shirt and were entered in a drawing to win a pair of free Nike shoes. Triple Threat's next event will be held at Henninger Elementary School, Saturday, May 14th, to help promote the theme, Express Yourself, to junior high students.
I think this mentoring program is really awesome because it reaches out to those kids who don't really have much.
Reporting for the Report program, this is Jillian Salas. Cal State Fullerton students were in for a treat last week during this year's Spring Fest. Our reporter Natalie Aguirre has more.
Last week, the students at Cal State Fullerton stopped by the quad for Spring Fest 2016.
The advertising students of the Daily Titan hosted the event.
Promotional thing for vendors that are in the area, and it's just to branch them from their stores to students directly, so it's just a nice way to change it up instead of just plain advertisements.
Over 16 vendors had booths at the quad to promote their businesses. Nothing captures students' attention more than free things.
We're keeping a lot of goodies like pens, cups, water, and a lot of information about the businesses that are around campus and all the services that we can take advantage of as college students.
And of course, no event is complete without some good music and some dance moves from the school's mascot, Tuffy. Reporting for the Report program, I'm Natalie Aguirre.
Cal State Fullerton's softball has been doing great this season. Let's take a look back at one of their biggest games of the season. Reporter Melina Joseph has more on the story.
Today we are taking it back to one of the biggest doubleheader games of Cal State Fullerton's softball season, when the Titans took home the W, beating Canisius 8-0 during the Titan Classic. Let's take a look back at this game's highlights and more. At the top of the first inning, Cal State Fullerton's number 12 freshman pitcher Sydney Golden was able to strike out her opponent, giving Canisius their first out. The score reads 0-0. At the bottom of the second inning, number 55 Sarah Moore was hit by a pitch and was able to take her base. Number 40 Alexis Gonzalez hit an RBI single, which allowed Moore to score the first run of the night. Titans now lead 1-0. And at the bottom of the third inning, Titans were able to get 3 runs in. Number 0, Dylan Rippey, was able to run home due to an errant throw to third base. Number 33, Missy Taiu Kieho, sneaks up behind and scores another run for the Titans. Titans are up 3-0. Gonzalez hits an RBI double and Moore scores on a sacrifice fly. Titans lead 4-0. In the bottom of the fourth, after a slip from the catcher, Rippey comes in hot and scores a run for the Titans. And number 33, Missy Taiu Kieho, sneaks up behind once again and scores another run for the Titans. The score reads 6-0. The game ends early in the bottom fifth when number 6, Brooke Clements, hits an RBI single, allowing number 34, Ariana Williams, to run. Titans win 8-0. Now let's see what Coach Kelly and Sarah Moore had to say about the game.
Did getting hit by the pitch so early in the game faze you at all? No, it didn't. I was just frustrated because I really wanted to get a hit, but getting hit by the pitch and getting to first base just motivated the team, and it supplied us with energy to score. And from there, you were able to get a run in. How did that feel? It was awesome. So the batter bunted me over, and then from there, I was in scoring position. I knew that I was going to be able to score because whoever was up to bat was going to get the job done, so it was great. What stood out offensively and defensively tonight?
Gosh, game 2, we were just aggressive. And I think my post-game talk from the Weber State game was Weber State just came with aggressiveness. So we stole that from them and took it into game 2. And I think it really showed. We had excellent pitch selection, but when our pitch came, we were aggressive. We didn't wait on anything. When a base was open, we took it. So aggressiveness really won that second game for us. Not to mention shutting out, and throwing a one-hitter by Sydney Golden. That was amazing by a freshman.
And that's going to do it for us today. Keep an eye out for the Titans' next big game on Friday, May 6th, as they head over to Cal State Northridge. I'm Melina Joseph reporting for the Report program.
From Titan Gym to Asia, reporter Jasmine Arenas takes us back through former Titan small forward Moses Morgan's journey and where he is now.
It just takes a matter of just extra work, extra push, and just believing and just not quitting.
Through a series of obstacles and a tough journey, Moses Morgan's vision is clear. He keeps his dream alive, a dream that was influenced by his father and role model, Winston Morgan.
He's mainly the reason why I started playing basketball. He put the ball in my hands, and I'm not sure the exact time of when I started playing, but I know I was little. He has pictures of me when I was a baby, shooting.
Having a father figure who not only traveled the world playing basketball, but also mentored Morgan was quite the challenge.
And we always went to the gym around 9 o'clock, and we'll stay to like 12, like probably every day. And it's been times where we kind of got into it. I kind of got tense, but yeah, he was probably the main one.
Late nights at the gym certainly paid off. In high school, he was ranked 30th among small forwards by ESPNU and number 33 by Rivals out of high school. He took his talents to DePaul, where he appeared in 83 games over 3 seasons.
It just reflected on the amount of work that I put in, and then just bringing my talents to DePaul, just playing in that conference was tough, and I had to grow and mature. And then bringing that mentality and that experience here, it's better for this team.
His powerful demeanor and level of experience has brought the team together.
He brings a different level of leadership to our ball club. He's a 5th-year senior. He played in the Big East, so I don't think there's too many settings that we will encounter that he hasn't experienced at a high level.
With great expectations comes a mass of responsibility.
Weight room, a gym, I'm always getting extra shots or extra lifting. Just the confidence that I have in myself and just the confidence that I have in this team.
You can say that dreams certainly do come true. A year later, you can find Moses Morgan has accomplished his goal of playing overseas, as he currently plays for the Saigon Heat in Asia. For the Report program, I'm Jasmine Arenas.
Up next, we will cover sports and entertainment. Stay tuned for more after the break.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
So this last weekend was Stagecoach. Did any of you guys go?
No, I wish I did. Everyone I know went. It looked like so much fun.
Did you go?
I'm more of a Coachella type of girl.
Okay, see, I want to go to both, but that's like $1,000 right there. Yeah, so I went to Stagecoach. It was awesome. Moving on, India's polo fields were filled for a 3rd consecutive weekend. However, this time it was a country music that brought in the large crowds. Carolina Quixano has the story on this year's Stagecoach Festival.
The 10th annual Stagecoach, California's largest country music festival, took place this weekend, and country fans could not be more satisfied with the event.
It's a lot of fun. We normally get up early every day and we just spend the whole day in the campgrounds and go into the venue at night, and there's always so many good people playing. I definitely lost my voice. I'm still trying to get my voice back, but it was definitely a good year. I don't think I'd have to say it's my best one yet.
The 3-day-long event in India's polo fields included performances by the talented Luke Bryan and Carrie Underwood.
My favorite day was probably day 2. We saw Carrie Underwood, and she is like my all-time favorite ever. So it was like such a cool experience for me. And day 3 was super awesome also, because we got to experience all the food vendors, and they have awesome food there. We saw Luke Bryan, which was super cool.
I'm Carolina Quixano for the Report program.
Supercross fans have been glued to their TVs watching the Weston Pike's aggression on and off the track. The 2016 AMA Supercross Championship may have just wrapped, but their fans are still more interested in the altercation involving 2 competitors in one race. Here's more about the Report program with Christina Masseri.
The 42-year history of the AMA Supercross Championship has seen its fair share of victories, crashes, and defeats, but Weston Pike and his attitude added something new to the mix in the 2016 series. The points championship may have just wrapped, naming Ryan Dungey the winner, but fans are still talking about the Weston Pike and Freezy MMA-esque fight at the start of the season in January.
I think in somewhat the situation with Weston Pike, he probably had some justification, he just handled it a little wrong.
The tension finally broke between the two at the round 1 in Anaheim at Angel Stadium. Racer Vince Freezy taunted Weston Pike throughout their careers with his, what some call dirty racing moves, and Pike finally fought back, literally. The incident resulted in a $5,000 fine and 1 race suspension for Pike. The fans are split. Some say the fine was too minimal, and some say Freezy, a known dirty rider, shouldn't have gotten off free while Pike suffers. The incident begs the question for many fans, where is the sport of Supercross headed in terms of what it takes to win? I'm Christina Masseri for the Report Program.
The LA Clippers took on the Portland Trailblazers for the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. Chelsea Cooper has the full rundowns for Game 5 and 6.
The full rundown of Game 5 and 6 of the Clippers and Blazers first round matchup for the Western Conference playoffs is here. Game 5 of the playoffs was an important one for the Clippers because they battled a lot of adversity in the game prior, with Chris Paul fracturing his hand and Blake Griffin being taken out with a knee injury in the same game. Both were ruled out for the season, which left the Clippers bench to pick up the pieces. The Clippers ended up losing Game 5 and had a very emotional Game 6 on the road at Portland. To add to the injuries, Austin Rivers took an elbow to the eye and received 11 stitches, 4 above and 7 below the eye, and still came back to score an additional 16 points. At last, this hard-fought battle ended in defeat for the Clippers as they missed the buzzer beater to send the game into overtime. Although the Clippers season is over, they will have a busy offseason with a lot of their team being eligible for free agency. I'm Chelsea Cooper for the Report Program.
Last night's game of the Western Conference semifinals ended in controversy as the Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the San Antonio Spurs by a single point. For more on the dramatic finish, we go over to the Gregory Burratato, who has the story.
Look out! Very close to a 5 count. Oh, it's stolen by Green! Mills! Ginobili kicks it back. Three-point attempt is short.
Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and San Antonio Spurs was decided by that final play. The play itself is already being regarded as one of the most controversial finishes in recent playoff history. After the game ended, players and NBA personnel gave their opinions on what they feel took place in that crazy final play.
Did you think there should have been a whistle?
Something certainly happened on the sideline, I thought.
KD, that last play, what happened?
I don't know. You know, we turned it over, but we all got back. We were resilient and got back. Was able to get a stop, so that was huge.
Yeah, there was a question about whether waiters.
Oh, I didn't hear anything about that at all. I apologize. I didn't hear anything about that at all. So I haven't seen the clip. Obviously, I thought, the ball got thrown up. Kevin lost his footing and fell down. I don't know if he got fouled on the play or not. Obviously, it was a scramble there at the end, and we were able to come up with a loose ball, but I don't know. I don't know that part of it. I apologize because I wasn't really quite sure what you're talking about.
Listen, when I played at Riverside Church, we protested a game and won a protest. I would protest that game. There's a protestable game because there is something wrong with that right there.
The referees from last night's game admitted that they had blown the call, missing the initial contact made by waiters. On Friday, the Spurs will get the chance to avenge a bitter loss and take a 2-1 series lead against the Oklahoma City Thunder, a game that should prove to be well worth the wait. For the Report Program, I'm Gregory Bertato.
Rapper Tupacs' mother, Afeni Shakur Davis, died Monday night in Northern California at the age of 69.
I'm sad to announce to report the fact that Tupac Shakur's mother, Afeni Shakur Davis, passed away last night. I want to point out that Afeni was a well-known and respected member of our community here in Southern Marin County, and we share this loss this morning.
Deputies responded to a family member's call of possible cardiac arrest at her home in Cisalto. Shakur Davis was transported to a hospital and was later pronounced dead. Deputies say there is nothing suspicious about her death and that there's no evidence of foul play. Shakur Davis was also a member of the Black Panthers as a young adult and an activist and philanthropist in her later years. Tupac, who died in a drive-by shooting in 1996, wrote his hit Dear Mama as a tribute to her. She founded the Tupac Amuri Shakur Center for the Arts Foundation after her son's death. Marion Sheriff Coroners will lead an investigation to determine the cause of Afeni Shakur Davis's death. Wow, that's such a sad story. It's so hard to hear.
I can't believe Tupac died such a long time ago already.
I know, it feels not that long ago.
I know. And moving on, we have child star Kirk Cameron is receiving a lot of backlash for a comment he made to the Christian Post. Marina Medina has more on the story.
In reference to CNN, child star Kirk Cameron has stirred up controversy yet again. This time in an interview with the Christian Post regarding his conservative views on marriage and the roles of husbands and wives. Kirk, a 45-year-old evangelical, was quoted saying, "Wives are to honor and respect and follow their husband's lead, not tell their husband how he ought to be a better husband." Well, this angered many people because, religious or not, there are those who feel a marriage should be equal and there shouldn't be an expected role that one has to follow the other. Cal State Fullerton senior Summer Luong strongly disagrees with Cameron and says that women have their own independent opinions and have the right to be voiced as well.
I actually strongly disagree with that quote because women nowadays have their own independence and we shouldn't be following what our husbands say, and that our husbands shouldn't control what we do, because we are a human being as well. We have our own decisions to make. We have our own opinions too. We shouldn't follow just a guy's opinion.
Cameron also stresses the importance of having a God-centered marriage in order to keep the marriage alive. However, this isn't the case for all strong and healthy marriages, whether they be heterosexual or homosexual unities. This is Miranda Medina from the Report Program.
Up next, Nyomi Menzer gives us the lowdown on Entertainment Weekly.
Britney Spears will be receiving the prestigious Millennium Award at this year's Billboard Music Awards. The award honors artists with incredible achievements and influence in the music industry. Spears is also scheduled to perform her most popular hits during the show. As Ratchet & Clank make the transition to the big screen, so does Sega's Shinobi Ninja franchise. They plan on working with famed producer Mark Platt, who is also credited on working on Into the Woods and A Bridge of Spies. And Julia Roberts will be enjoying an especially happy Mother's Day this year after she was paid $3 million to appear in the rom-com Mother's Day for only 4 days of shooting. This is Nyomi Menzer for the Report Program.
Last week, I had the opportunity of attending a bone marrow registry that Cal State Fullerton was hosting. Let's take a look.
On Tuesday, April 26, volunteers from Be the Match Registry were on the Titan Walk from 10 to 2, encouraging students to join the registry.
So the reason the U.S. and international registries of donors are so important is because matching is really unique. It's actually based on a part of your DNA called your HLA tissue type. So for most patients out there, they don't have a match in their family and they have to rely on a stranger to be their perfect match and to save their life. What we're doing today is we're just adding people to our donor database. So you fill out a form, you do a cheek swab, and then you're included in every patient search as they're looking for their perfect match. And the vast majority of the time, donors donate through the blood. It's a non-surgical procedure. We do give patients a medication for 5 days beforehand that allow them to overproduce stem cells in their blood to prepare for the procedure. 20% of cases where patients need marrow transplant, the donor is put under general anesthesia for that procedure. So you're not going to feel anything during the donation.
For me, I had 5 shots of filgrastim. It's a medication that makes you grow more stem cells. It's quick, it's not that painful, and just think of this wonderful thing you're going to be doing for someone.
Student at Cal State Fullerton volunteers for the Be the Match Registry and continues to tell his success story in hopes people will join the registry.
In October of 2014, I was diagnosed with acquired severe aplastic anemia. My doctor recommended that I get a stem cell transplant. In January of last year, I was contacted and they told me that I had a 10 out of 10 perfect match. So I received, after 5 days of chemo, I received an infusion, which was basically my donor stem cell. If it wasn't for what she did, I don't know if I would be here currently. And it's just such an amazing feeling to know that someone out there cared enough to do that.
I'm Morgan Klein reporting from the Report Program.
So they had about like 50 students sign up, and I actually registered too. So
that's
really
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, you guys can go online.
That's a good
and do
thing.
It, so
awesome,
yeah.
wonderful.
Think about it. All right, well, that's going to be it for us today. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday for the next episode of the Report Program. I'm Jillian Solis.
I'm Morgan Klein.
And I'm Chelsea Cooper. Thanks for watching.
That was really cool.
Good job,
yeah,
guys.
Good job, you guys.
I don't know what.